All right. Hello, people. Um, we had a lot of issues with converting or just the PDF process in general. So I have my iPad hooked up to the computer so that I can show you the steps that you would go through to do what I was asking in terms of the PDF. So in your iPad, you're going to want to go to the Notes app. So I'm going to go into Notes and I'm just going to open the app. Um, Let me clear it out just so that there's no clutter here. So I'm just going to delete everything. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a new note. So notes is kind of just like Microsoft Word or like a kind of basic version of that. So if you tap anywhere on the screen, it is kind of like thinking that you're going to start typing notes, right? You're going to start typing some text. We're not going to be using it for that. If you see on the top of chat, there's this plus sign right here. You're going to want to tap that plus sign. That's going to open up a menu that should look something like this, and you're going to go to scan documents. The first thing that we want to do is use notes to scan the document that we're trying to scan. So whenever you have notes, or whenever you have that scanner open, it's going to create these like rectangles that you want to focus the picture on. And you basically just want to take your device and hold it there and focus until it automatically scans it like it just did. If you were trying to, if you had like an English paper that you were scanning where you had like 5 pages, I just scanned the first page and notice how it says at the bottom here, ready for next scan. If I wanted to scan like 5 or 6 pages and combine them together, that's what I would do next. I would scan the second document just like I did the first one, and then I would do this third and the fourth and the fifth. And whenever I had scanned all of the documents that I wanted, then I would go down here and I would press save. So I'm going to tap save. And once I tap save, this should appear as a scanned document, right? We've just scanned the document into notes. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're just going to tap on the actual document. Like I'm literally just going to tap right here where I'm showing the cursor. So I'm going to tap once on the document, and that's going to open the document into full screen. Once the document is in full screen, you're going to press this little plus sign with the arrow going out of it at the top. And when you press that button, there's going to be an option for you to save the file or to create PDF. The first thing that you want to do is you want to create the PDF. So I'm going to tap create PDF. And that's exactly what it did. It converted that scanned document into a PDF. Now that it's a PDF, I want to save the document. So I go back into that same icon on the top right, the square with the arrow going through it. I tap that document, and now there's an option to save to files, and it's the PDF. So now if I go to save to files, I will be saving the, and then I'm just going to pick somewhere to save it to a file, somewhere on the iPad to save it. So like I'm going to just randomly pick the cloud drive. Um, and it's asking me if I want to replace an existing item. That's because I already scanned a document with the title scanned document. So now it's asking me if I want to replace it or not. I'm just going to do keep both and see how that changes it. But now that I've done that, it should be saved on my device. So the next thing that I would do is, now that it's saved, I want to access it. And I want to upload it into Google Classroom. So like if you were to open Google Classroom and you're signed into, I'm using a different account just so I can be on the student side. So I would go into Classroom, I would go into classwork, and I would be, going to whatever assignment that I was attaching this file to. So like just randomly going to go to an assignment here. So what we're asking is to add a attachment to the file that to the assignment that we're submitting. So I'm going to go to add attachment. I'm going to go to file. And then depending on where you are, it might open up several different menus when you go to file. But right now, I just want to go to the place where I saved the document. So like if I saved it in Drive, I would go into Drive. If I saved it, oops. if I saved it in Drive, I would go into Drive, but since I saved it in the iCloud Drive, I'm just going to go there. And notice that because I kept both of those documents, when it saved the second document, it just renamed it as scan document 2. And I would imagine if you did that the third time, it would just name it 3 and 4 and so on. You might end up wanting to change those at some point just so that you don't have the same title again and again and again. But then you would just pick whichever of those documents you were trying to attach, and then it would attach that document to your submission. So hopefully that clears up some of the tech issues around doing the scanning and converting to PDF and attaching them. And if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you for your time.